Good afternoon guys, it's Joe from Howard's MG in Weston-super-Mare. Today I'm going to be answering some frequently asked questions on electric vehicles, specifically for the MG range. So number one of the most common questions we face, what does EV stand for? It simply stands for electric vehicle. You may have also heard to it referred as a BEV, a BEV, which is battery electric vehicle, essentially the same thing. So the second most commonly asked question we face is how far does an MG electric vehicle go? Now it will depend on model and of course battery size. There are a few factors that will influence it, but to answer the question generally, the longest range you can get on an MG EV comes to 281 miles, which is on the MG4 that I'm stood next to now. So number three, another big one, how do you charge an EV? So it's a lot more simple than you might think, thankfully. There's a fuel looking flap located at the back of the vehicle on the left-hand side in this case, which you would quite simply take your Type 2 cable, plug it into the socket. All you have to do is lock the car and it will begin to draw charge. So another question we face, do I need to get a home charger or wall box installed on my driveway to charge my car? Now the answer is no, but you may wish to because it will be a faster solution than charging it off of a mains 3-pin plug socket. You can basically draw up to 3 kilowatts on a 3-pin socket, or you can draw up to 7 kilowatts on a wall box, so it will be substantially quicker to charge. Which leads me nicely onto my next question of how long do they take to charge? So as mentioned, there's a couple of different ways that you can charge it. So on the 3-pin, you would be looking at about 21 hours for a full charge. Obviously, usually you tend to just top it up. With a 7 kilowatt hour home box for a full charge, again, you'd be looking around 7 hours. So you can see it's quite a substantial difference. And if you're able to find a rapid charger whilst you're out and about at a service station, anything along those lines, this one can go up to 150 kilowatts, which would take roughly 40 minutes. How much would I save driving an EV? Now, obviously the running costs are far less than they would be on a petrol or diesel alternative. You've got no road tax for a start, which is 180 quid saved straight away every year. Your servicing costs are massively reduced. Just to give you an idea, the first service on an MG4 is about £70, £80, something like that. And of course, the actual charging itself is going to be cheaper as well. It will depend on your tariff. Most customers report between £8 and £12 for a full charge. However, we do have some customers who get off-peak rates, early hours in the morning, that kind of stuff, at which point you can charge it fully for just £4.50. So another question on everyone's mind, where can I charge my EV if not at home? So as I mentioned a moment ago, service stations are going to be one of the big ones. Motorway service stations will always have at least one, if not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc, etc. There are individual charging network places where previously you would have had a petrol station, for example, with BP. They've now converted that into an electric fuel station of sorts, I suppose, with shops, retail options nearby as well, so just to keep you entertained whilst your car is charging. Otherwise, hotels, some supermarkets will have them in there as well, so there's quite a few options to look at. Something else a lot of people ask us is, are hybrids the same as an EV? Now, in simple, no. Obviously, they have some of the same technology as a hybrid, but obviously it's all mated to an internal combustion engine. So a hybrid is designed to make the two work together. An EV is obviously all about the electrification platform, making it as efficient as possible. So they do work slightly differently, to answer your question. So another big question, how much warranty will I get on the battery? Obviously new technology for us all, so I appreciate it's a fairly important question. As with the rest of the car in MG's case, the traction battery will be covered by its 7-year warranty. And the final question we get asked quite a lot is, what is it like to drive an EV? Well, the honest, simple answer is they're very smooth, they're very quiet, and they're generally quite a nice place to be. But what I would say is, that's just my opinion, we'd be more than interested in hearing what you have to say about it. So come on down, see it in the flesh, you're more than welcome to have a drive, and yeah, we can show you what it's all about and go from there. Do give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to book in a test drive and run you through with one of our specialists all about the car, and of course, like I say, let you have a drive as well.